is Ryan. This will be my first video journal. In this reflection, I'll be discussing what I learned from my career interests and abilities diagnostic tests, and how these results kind of connect to my professional identity and my long-term goal of becoming a physician, specifically to become a surgeon. Unit 1 focuses on understanding professional identity by examining our values, strengths, and aspirations, and how these factors guide career decision making. Completing the diagnostic quizzes gave me a more structured way to reflect on my professional identity rather than relying on assumptions or surface level interests. So did anything from the results surprise me? Why or why not? So overall, the results didn't surprise me in terms of direction, because I knew this is something I wanted to do since I was younger, but they did clarify my motivations in a more concrete way. So my strongest interests were socials at 88%, innovative at 85%, and directive at 83%, which I think really reflects a strong preference for working closely with people, solving complex problems, and taking responsibility in leadership situations. I already knew that I was drawn to healthcare, but seeing these traits quantified helped me confirm why that interest feels so consistent and meaningful to me. When I think about medicine and surgery specifically, these interests align closely with the realities of the profession, I'd say. Surgery requires, I think, very patient interaction type of situations, critical thinking in unpredictable environments, and confident decision making under pressure. This reinforces that my interest in medicine isn't just academic alone, but rooted in how I prefer to work and contribute to high impact environments. One aspect that surprised me was how balanced my profile was. So in addition to those top interests, I scored 75% in methodical, which suggests that even though that I value adaptability, I heavily rely on structure, planning, and logical thinking. This helped me recognize that my professional identity combines with flexibility with preparation, which are all qualities that I think are essential in clinical and surgical practice. So what do the results tell me about possible career pathways? So the abilities assessment added another important layer, I'd say, by highlighting transferable skills that supports my interests. So I scored 100% in spatial perception, finger and manual dexterity, and verbal ability, along with 95% in general learning and numerical ability. These skills, I believe, are all directly relevant to medical and surgical careers. Spatial reasoning supports the understanding of anatomy and three-dimensional relationships. Manual dexterity, I believe, is critical for precise procedures, and verbal abilities are essential for effective communication and in patient and healthcare systems. Many of the top career matches are associated with my ability in some sort of specialized field in medical care, such as surgery at 89%, general practitioners at 86%, clinical and medicinal practice specialist at 83%, and all of these combined reinforce that my skill set aligns with hand-on, procedural, and decision-driven roles. At the same time, Unit 1 heavily emphasized on thinking beyond a single job title. So these transferable skills do open up pathways not only to surgery, but for other things like emergency care, clinical leadership, education, research, highlighting the importance of adaptability in a long career planning. So what type of questions do I want to explore in this semester? This semester I want to explore how my professional identity continues to develop across different environments, specifically medical environments. So for example, I do want to get a better understanding whether I am most energized by fast-paced environments like surgery or like emergency medicine, or whether I might thrive better in roles involving longer-term patient relationships. I'm also interested in how physicians refine their professional identity over time, particularly how they balance leadership, resilience, and compassion as responsibility evolve over time. Unit 1 emphasized that professional identity is dynamic, and I want to understand how doctors adapt while staying aligned to their core values. Another key area that I want to explore is how to clearly articulate my transferable skills, such as problem solving, communication, and leadership. I want to be able to use these in a professional context, like in interviews, applications, and I feel like all of these are very essential in involving a competitive job market. So overall, I'd say that these diagnostic tests help me reflect more deeply on the person that I am becoming as a professional, not just in my career title that I am working for, but also for who I am as a person. Unit 1 reinforced that understanding my values, strengths, and transferable skills provide a strong foundation for an intentional career goal setting. And over the time of doing this reflection, it has given me greater clarity and confidence as I continue to work towards building a future in medicine and surgery. Thank you so much for watching.